There is a serious and dangerous coup taking place in our courts, and it has absolutely terrified me. Keir Starmer and Shabana Mahmood, the Justice Secretary, are planning on giving far-left activist judges full control of our courts. For 900 years, we've had jury trials in Britain, but Keir Starmer wants to ditch them. In my opinion, this is yet another Orwellian wet dream of the far left, giving the woke, elitist, Britain-hating judiciary full autonomy over trials. And as always, stripping away your rights needs a cover story. And this time, it's cost-cutting, isn't it? And clearing a backlog. They say it'll save £31 million. Well, that sounds like a lot of money, doesn't it? And it is a lot of money. But let's just bear in mind, it's 0.2% of the justice budget. On top of that, our good friend David Lammy spent over £1.3 million on flights overseas in just 3 months. So that gives you an idea of the scale of money this is going to save by reducing your right to a fair and free jury trial. Not by your peers anymore. It'll be by some ultra-wealthy North London judge. Look at the case of Jamie Michael, cleared of racial hatred in 17 minutes by a jury of ordinary people. Of course, they saw through the nonsense, didn't they? Now compare that to Lucy Connolly, handed 31 months behind closed doors with no jury trial at all. That is where our judiciary is headed. This isn't reform. This isn't cost saving, is it? It's regime change. A full-blown power grab by far-left authoritarians, and they just happen to be in robes and a wig.
Keir Starmer isn't modernizing British justice. He's dismantling it piece by piece. For centuries, trial by jury has stood as one of the last remaining checks on political power. It's what stops politicians from turning the courts into personal weapons. But Starmer wants to scrap that protection and hand full control over to a class of politically connected, far-left judges operating in secret with no public accountability. This isn't about speeding up trials or reducing costs. It's about removing ordinary people from the justice process altogether. Starmer wants to take trials out of the hands of the public and hand them to a legal elite that serves his party's interests. That means no more juries to ask tough questions, no more public verdicts, and no more checks on state power. What's left is a courtroom dictatorship run by Labour's ideological allies. And ask yourself, who benefits from this? It's certainly not the victims of crime or the communities suffering under lawlessness. It's the political class, the bureaucrats, and the activists who want to control who gets punished and who gets protected. Grooming gangs, corruption cases, political scandals. With Starmer's system, those cases get quietly buried, far away from public eyes. Starmer is calling this justice reform, but the truth is far more sinister. This is regime change through the back door, removing centuries of legal tradition so his party can rewrite the rules of the game. Once juries are gone, so is the public's last real power over the system. What's left is not democracy. It's political control masquerading as progress. And if this plan succeeds, Britain won't just lose jury trials. It will lose justice itself.
Well, this is going to shock you, so please just strap in at home. A single halal butcher sponsored 918 visas between 2021 and 2023. Does that shock you? Well, you might not know the full, mind-blowing, truly unbelievable, supposedly skilled jobs list that can get you a visa into the UK. So strap yourselves in, hide your TV remotes, because you're going to internally combust when I read this out to you. Bear in mind, this list gets progressively worse the longer I read it. I've got it here for you. Drama teachers. These are people who can come over to the UK on a skilled worker visa. Drama teachers. Librarians. Social media influencers. Pilates teachers. Yoga teachers. Garden designers. Cycling instructors. Hairdressing and beauty salon managers. Ironically, we've also got careers advisors coming over here. Also, ironically, job centre officers, political canvassers. And here is where it really starts to sting a bit. Equality, diversity, and inclusion managers. What sort of skills do they have? Mystery shoppers. And get this, bingo hall managers, trolley collectors, the people who take your trolleys outside the supermarket, and tool makers, although I believe that job may already be taken by somebody. This country has become an astonishing joke. We've been lied to over and over again by politicians who swear they're cracking down on migration, both legal and illegal. The numbers are coming down, they say. But somehow, trolley collectors are now classified as skilled migrants. So let that sink in. Trolley collectors, skilled workers on sponsored visas. Our elected officials are laughing at you and me. Instead of training or hiring British people, they're importing foreign labour for jobs any one of us could do. They are undercutting wages and turning this country into a cheap labour market. What exactly is the skill in pushing trolleys? Because I can't figure it out. Maybe one of you can write into your say here and tell me. And while we're at it, what unique essential ability do diversity, equity and inclusion managers possess, DEI managers, that makes them so indispensable to the United Kingdom? It is insulting. This list of skilled jobs should be a short, focused set of roles we genuinely cannot fill in this country. But instead, of course, because it's Britain in 2025, it's a bloated bureaucratic farce packed with everyday, low-wage jobs that millions of Brits are more than capable of doing. Your kids studying at university, jobs they might want to do to make some money, they'll be gone to a skilled migrant abroad. And you watching at home, your jobs are probably on that list too, because it took me almost 15 minutes to get to the bottom of that list, reading it line by line. Every single job you could imagine is on that list. I'm sick of being treated like a mug, and I'm sure most of you are at home too.
This right here is proof that the UK's immigration system has become a bad joke at the public's expense. Trolley collectors, bingo hall managers, and DEI officers, yes, diversity and inclusion staff, officially listed as skilled workers eligible for visas under the UK's so-called points-based immigration system. And while ministers stand at the dispatch box claiming they're reducing migration, they're secretly leaving the back door wide open for roles that, frankly, most people would never have imagined being classed as skilled shortage. Let's be real. This isn't about meeting labor market needs. This is about greasing the wheels of cheap labor economics while pretending to care about border control. The government tells the public one thing while doing the exact opposite behind closed doors. They say they're tackling mass migration, but in reality, they're importing workers for jobs that could easily be filled locally with proper training and fair wages. It's a con. And worse, it's a con they expect you not to notice. The truth is, when a country is handing out visas for supermarket trolley collectors and bingo hall supervisors under the banner of skilled migration, it's not just a policy failure, it's an insult to the intelligence of every working person in Britain. And make no mistake, while the public struggles with housing shortages, stretched services, and stagnant wages, the political class is laughing because they know exactly what they're doing.